This recipe can be made either with sort of the classic Concord Manischewitz, but I also made it with the blackberry Manischewitz, which is another favorite of mine. It is a great cocktail ingredient. It brings a solid blackberry flavor, and it's actually not as sweet as a lot of local fruit wines. Like when you go, I was just at a bluegrass festival in Coleraine Township last weekend, and they make fruit wines, and they're very, very sweet, sweeter than even the Manischewitz. So the blackberry Manischewitz is a great ingredient. And so what I came up with, it's a spin on a tequila sunrise, and I'm calling it the Catskills Sunrise.
Oh, cute.
And here's how you make it. So in a tall glass filled with ice, you add 1.5 ounces of tequila and about 3 ounces of orange juice. And use a long spoon then to sort of stir that up. You don't need to shake it, but stir it up to bring the tequila up and mix it with the orange juice. And then you're going to add 2 ounces of your Manischewitz, either the grape or the blackberry. And the way you add it is you take your spoon, turn it upside down, put the lip of it right against the glass, and slowly pour the Manischewitz over the back of the spoon. And what will happen is it runs down the side of the glass, landing at the bottom and leaving sort of this trail mixed with some of the orange juice up the side, which is how you get that sunrise effect.
Nice.
Because it's so thick, it's heavier than the other liquids.
It's heavier, but also the spoon, it's physics, right? I don't understand it exactly, but when you use that spoon, because if you just pour it in, it's not going to go straight to the bottom. When you use the spoon, it sticks to the spoon and then it sticks to the glass, and it like slides down the inside of the glass. Other drinks are made this way too, but specifically for that sunrise effect that you get with the orange juice and sort of that, when you think of a sunset, you've got the clouds that are sort of wispy, right, all over the place. You get that effect with the wine. And then if you use the grape Manischewitz, you'll garnish it with a couple of grapes on a stick at the top. And if you've used the blackberry, you'll use a couple of blackberries as your garnish.
Oh, nice.
And then you will use a straw to drink it so that you're pulling up from the bottom, right, through the straw, getting a combination of the Manischewitz and the tequila and the orange juice in every delicious sip.
So can I request a very large straw?
I'm really impressed by that. I really like that recipe. And
he's going to go home and make it tonight. And Julie's got a bottle here, so he's going to take the bottle.
Before you mentioned the garnish, I was going to ask, but I'm glad you.
Yeah, I was wondering if she was going to suggest a garnish too.
Yeah. Also, I really hadn't thought about incorporating wine and tequila in the same drink, so I'm fascinated by that.
I've used Manischewitz in other cocktails, especially at Pesach. Mm-hmm. We like Julie said, we like to pregame, right before the Seders, and so one of the things I make is a blackberry Manischewitz basil mojito.
Wow.
Which is really gorgeous.
That sounds great for the springtime. That's great.
Yeah. And I'm waiting for my invitation to your house, Gayle. I want to eat at your house.
But I think you actually want to drink at my house.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, Gayle, I have to point out, actually, you have Talmudic precedent for pre-gaming the Seder, because there was a famous rabbi, his name was Rava in the Talmud, and he would spend all the afternoon leading up to the Passover Seder drinking wine the entire afternoon. So you have Talmudic precedent. Yeah.
So he was really bloated before he went for the full bloat.
Like I said, I do drink Manischewitz, when I'm cooking, right, in a little glass. It also makes any of the flavors of Manischewitz also make a great wine spritzer over ice with some seltzer or you don't need Sprite. It's too sweet. Some sort of seltzer or sparkling water and a squeeze of lime. Yeah. And a really refreshing, just a little bit sweet, sort of bubbly, light wine spritzer.
Yeah.
That's really incredible. Also, going back to before even your recipe, what you were contextualizing the sweetness of Manishewitz's blackberry, that it's not even as sweet as some of the other blackberry wines out there, was pretty fascinating.
I love it. I love it.